Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, "Cam, man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vickers. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Missouri, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code Mase, Cam, or Stat to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits with your first deposit and a free pick. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mase and Cam.
Killer, what's good, man?
What's good, man? How you?
Good, man. I don't know what to do with these Knicks, man.
What you mean? What's she trying to say?
They talking too much. Hitting you up?
Yeah. Oh, nah. You already know. Niggas hit me up like I'm from Boston.
Yeah.
I don't know. Niggas going crazy, man. They really are, man. But congratulations so far.
For sure. I just wanted to say that we're back, you know? Like, it's really crazy that the Knicks have really been doing their thing 2-0, you know? I was in Titletown summer school, so I learned it from you, mate. I learned it from you.
That looks horrible, man.
I think it looks great. Sid would say it looks great. Would say, oh, you can't see. Oh. Just gotta make sure y'all can. Oh yeah, you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, you see that?
Who's number 25?
Oh, this is
You don't even know.
This is Derrick Rose number, but yeah, I know some. This
The
little
nigga Nick
collectors I
got
know.
on an orange and blue diplomat shirt on it. I didn't even.
Niggas going crazy.
I didn't even know we made those
Niggas
colors.
going crazy.
I didn't even know that we had that in stock. I have no idea. Nick might have got that personally made from the factory because I don't even remember looking at inventory and we having that in stock, to be honest with you, man.
Nick is wild, man.
Wow, man.
This is crazy.
Stat
Is it crazy?
And Stat got gold
this is
fronts in
crazy.
and all type of shit.
You know, I went to New York and got you acting a little different. You know, you gotta get fly. You feel me? Like,
Stat got like she's straight out of Brownsville with the gold fronts on, and the New York Knicks jersey is crazy, man.
okay.
Wow.
Hey, I learned it from Mase. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
You ain't learned that from me.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100. Niggas gotta get the vaccination up here. I'm vaccinated when it comes to this.
Next. You might be next.
I can't catch that shit y'all got. I took that vaccine at 2.
Okay, so let's get started.
I can't catch the bandwagon vibes. I can't catch it.
The switch up
Wow,
vaccine.
that's crazy to have that on standby as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's crazy. No, it's crazy that this was already in my closet. Like, it's not like I went to go like get it. It was already in my closet.
my
Like, that's what's
Now-
even crazier.
Now it was already in the closet. It's crazy. All right.
Okay, so the Knicks beat the Celtics 91-90. The Knicks are 2-0 in the series. No team in playoff history has ever came back from down 20 in consecutive games to win. Mase, how do you feel about the Knicks? How do you feel about that stat and all around it?
Let me see. I'm gonna stay consistent on it, so y'all don't say I switched up. It's still 2 games, you know. As much as I want to give them a lot of props, and I can't give them a lot of props because each game, like you said, they came back 20 points. But I think the changes that they made on this team was the changes they needed to make to beat the Boston Celtics. They added Mikal, which give them a lot of wing defensive play. And actually, you know, somebody that could score from the wings that could take some of the pressure off of Jalen Brunson. But then you got Cat, and that answers the whole Porzingis thing. So now you got two weapons that they did not have last year. So this team is a team that we definitely expect to perform well. This is a team that we definitely expect to be there. But I think the thing that we're really wanting to see is, can they get game 3? The game 3 is the game that really matters. So when people like they're up 2-0 and they start hitting me up, I said, remember, I told you this. I told you that even if they get 2-0, I'm still not convinced. If they get 3-0, that's when I might wear my orange, I might bring out my orange cowboy hat. Pause. But until then, I'm not even ready to do what Stat did. I think that was premature. She didn't learn that from me. When I switch teams, it's time to switch. I don't do it when
it's time to switch. Time to switch is crazy. Yeah.
And another thing I want to say is, this is why you don't anoint people early. Remember, I said this about Boston. Oh, you're not saying it Titletown. This is what Killer telling me. They got a championship. I say, but the nigga, I know what I knew. I know what I knew. You know what I'm saying? I knew what I know.
Your whole statement is a contradiction. The whole thing you just said, you're not hype about the Knicks, but you're not anointing Boston. Pick a side, bro. This is what I'm saying. 1 minute, you don't trust the Knicks. Now you're saying this is why I didn't anoint Boston. What are you doing? Is it Boston or is it the Knicks?
No, both of them is still too early. It's 2-0 is early, and one championship is not enough to be considered a resident of Titletown. They could look at houses, but they're not from here. And that's all I'm saying. This tells me it. Cam, you can say what you want. I'm not listening to it today. It's too early for it.
I don't mind you not listening, Mase. Everybody sees you every day. It's
too early.
It's just not me.
It's too early. It's too
me.
early. If they only got one championship and then they come back and get swept, Kobe would have never done this.
So Kevin, I just for the record, I'm asking. So Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett is not Titletown.
No, they're not. I like those guys.
I'm just saying, so they're not Titletown.
Yeah.
That's
why. I know. I see
that's
what
why
you're doing.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I went to media training.
I'm just asking.
He's trying to put me against you, Paul Pierce.
I'm not trying to put you. Put yourself against
you, Kevin Garnett. You're not in Titletown. One don't put you in Titletown.
I'm just saying what you said. Be consistent.
I'm just letting for you young guys out there and you in hip hop. What Cam just did is what they always do to you. They're gonna ask you about somebody that they know is going to have a vibrant and viral conversation back against what you just said. So he said,
Kevin Garnett is going to hear this, and he's going to have something to say about it. I'm telling you that right now. If you think Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce is not going to, they not Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown. If you think them two niggas is not going to have something to say about what you just said, you out your mind. I can't wait to watch they shit, they podcast after hit them, and they show this clip.
Yeah.
They going to go off too.
KG though.
KG going to go the fuck off.
Paul Pierce, but one don't make you Titletown. They know what I'm talking about.
They absolutely won't know what you're talking about. Okay. Especially Kevin Garnett.
They're gonna say, "Who is Mase?" Like Mase, what did Mase do? Like,
they gonna go off. Kevin Garnett's gonna go off, saying he can't go. He's not Titletown. It's crazy. He got one of the most famous. Hold the trophy. Anything's possible, nigga, when he won. All the confetti coming down, pause. Listen, man, that's your stance. I can't go against your stance. KG,
I gotta
Paul
stick
Pierce,
with that. I gotta stick with that.
KG, Paul Pierce, you're my Titletown. According to Mase, you're
Mine
not.
too.
Mine too.
Is in my Titletown. D Wade is in my Titletown. Kobe Bryant is in my Titletown. Michael Jordan is in my Titletown. Even LeBron. He's in the Titletown, who else? Who? Chris Bosh is in Titletown. He got 2, Shaq. People like that.
I know Kevin Garnett personally. I just know what he's going to say.
Kevin Garnett, but I got to stick with the criteria. The
That's
HOA of Titletown.
I have nothing to say. I haven't played professional basketball or football, but I know what I watch, and I know who won titles and who didn't. Mace's criteria is men winning more than one. You're my Titletown, but when y'all go
Tim
Wolf,
Duncan is in Titletown. Tony Parker is in Titletown.
When y'all go Wolf, Kevin Garnett, this is not my take. It's It's not my take. I actually can't wait for y'all to say what y'all have to say.
Cam
I'll be
set me
tuned
up.
in.
If y'all want to take that bait, pause. Go ahead and take it.
It's not a bait. It's not a bait. You said whoever only got one title.
Yeah, I don't respect that. It's luck. Anybody could do it once.
Okay.
Anybody could do it once.
Charles Barkley didn't do it once. Patrick Ewing didn't do it once.
But
you know,
some people could do it
Karl
once.
Malone,
You could get lucky.
Reggie Miller, John Stockton,
That's
Jeff
true.
Hornacek, and a lot of people didn't even do it once. So I get it.
I get it.
I just have nothing to do with this, Kevin Garnett. I just know Kevin Garnett personally. Paul Pierce is like, but Kevin Garnett gonna stand up. He gonna go off, start knocking shit over. Nigga, murder don't know what we went through, nigga. Like, all that. I'm telling you, all that's coming with it. Pause. The sickness, Doc went through a divorce that year. All that's coming with it. Pause. I'm telling you. So that's fine with me. But you finished?
Yeah, I'm standing on what I'm saying. I'm the president. You know, they can get mad. They can't overrule what I said. I'm the president.
According to you, that's what they're gonna tell you.
According to you.
According to you. Yeah. But look, as far as the game is concerned, as far as the series is, we'll get to the series in a minute. But I thought I saw Latrell Sprewell out there with the ding jersey, the way Boston was choking. Pause. Them niggas was fucking choking for 2 days in a row. I mean, pardon me, 2 games in a row. I've never seen niggas get more scared as the game gets closer. As the game, you up 20. First of all, I'll say this. Let me get to this. When Porzingis, I don't know what illness he has or what sickness he has, but you obviously see he's sick, so I commend him for coming out there and even trying to play. But when he comes off the floor 2 games in a row, they're up 20. They're up 20. Sickness, no sickness, whatever the case may be. They're up 20 points when he's out. No excuse. You're out, you're out. That's just, it is what it is. I sit there, they're up 20 points in the third quarter, Boston. And then you see a repeat. It looked exactly like the other night. I said, didn't I just see this shit 2-3 nights ago? What the fuck happened? I'm checking the DVR, making sure I'm not watching the same fucking game. They're up again, I think 12 at the beginning of 12 or 11 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Excuse me. Mikal Bridges has no points in the whole game. Goes on a 14-point scoring spree in the fourth quarter to the point where they didn't have to bring Jalen Brunson in back with 6 minutes and some change left in the game. Even when Jalen Brunson came back in the game, he was giving the ball to Mikal Bridges. Go, nigga. Heat check, nigga. You on fire. That as that's what you're supposed to do. Whether you Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, no matter. If a nigga on your team is on fire, you're supposed to give him the rock. As he started to cool off, Jalen Brunson stepped up. You go from 12. Then you go to 10. Then you start seeing it down to 7. You're like, is this shit happening again? Then they're down 5. And you're like, nah, this shit ain't happening again. And it happened again. They keep shooting threes. Yo, what is wrong with y'all niggas?
Yeah.
Yo, bro, y'all have set the record, the Boston Celtics, for the most 3-pointers missed in a 2-game span ever. Ever. Y'all missed 40 3-pointers last night. 40. You missed 40. You missed 95 threes in 2 games? Nah. Niggas ain't missed 95 threes in 2 games. Al Horford. Why Al Horford is 0 for 5? Enough's enough. When are y'all seeing this is not working? And I get it, but I don't get it. When I say I get it, it's mean like, nah, we ain't gonna shoot this bad again. Yes, the fuck y'all did. Y'all shot that bad again, man. With bad judgment. Y'all judgments look bad. Missoula, you better get this shit under control. I'm blaming you as a coach too. I don't care if they open for 3. I don't care if it's the right shot. I'm looking on fast break opportunities. And this is what me and Mase was talking about. Or I'd rather say something about the Mase probably about 3-4 months ago. So when you're on a fast break and the wingman kind of like the 3-man weave. I don't even know if they practice the 3-man weave anymore. Mm-hmm. And they cut to the basket. You see a 3-on-1 or a 3-on-2. Everybody spreading to the 3-point line. Nobody's going to the basket. So you got 3 or 2. They divert to you, the defense, and you pitch it out for 3, which is a good shot most of the time if you can make them. But no, nobody cuts to the basket. Nobody. You got a 3-on-1 and the wingmen are going to the motherfucking 3-point line. It's not working in the postseason, Boston. It is not working for y'all. Y'all niggas missed 95 threes in 2 games, and it's not working for you. Y'all look like a bunch of pretty boys that look nice and like, yeah, we shoot threes. You know them niggas? I used to love playing against them niggas, pause. Niggas who wear the knee pads and come with the wristbands and all the basketball things, have their socks put correctly and tie their sneakers a certain way, and they got every basketball material that you need.
On 2 fingers.
Yeah, all that shit, all the shit you need. And I'd be like, I can't wait to bust your ass because I just took my jeans off, pause, and I got my shorts on underneath, and I'm about to bust your ass in a pair of low-cut K-Swiss, nigga, if need be. Y'all niggas is pretty boys. The Knicks is looking gritty. I'm talking about when it's time for loose balls, when it's time to snatch the ball away from y'all. Mikal Bridges, 2 games in a row. The last 2 stops. The first game, he did it on Jaylen Brown, didn't let him get a shot off. And the second game, he did it on Jason Tatum. So it ain't even like no excuse. It's y'all superstars. Y'all superstars. Even though Jaylen Brown ain't light-skinned, he acting light-skinned. All y'all niggas look like some pretty boys, and the Knicks look scrappy, hungry, and like they want a problem. It's like if you watch National Geographics and you see the hyenas surrounding a deer and how they just go crazy, that's what y'all look like. Y'all look like a deer being surrounded by hyenas.
Hyenas? Hyenas?
What?
Hyenas.
What? I'm pronouncing
hyenas.
I'm pronouncing right where I'm from. I don't know where you from. It ain't hyenas.
I've never heard that in my life.
You never heard of hyena?
No.
You never heard of that?
No.
You heard of it?
Hyenas? Hyenas? Like the animal?
Yeah.
The hyenas?
What is that? If you want to correct it, say it's right.
No, it's hyenas, but you're saying hyenas.
What I'm saying, 2 H's?
I would just say,
yeah.
I would just let you say how you say it. It's okay. It was just funny.
Listen, let me explain something from y'all. Maybe Stat should Google Big L. I'm from a block where it's this shit called Ebonics, and it was celebrated where I was from. 139th Street, Lenox Ave. Shout out to Big L. Rest in peace. It's this shit called Ebonics. Celebrated where I'm from. If that's the case, Stat, say nigger with an ER when it's time to say nigger. Don't put an A at the end of it. Say nigger. When you say, yo, I'm finna do something. What is finna? I'm finna do something. Do you say finna? Because I don't say finna.
I say finna.
Exactly. What is finna? Do I ever say something when you be like, finna? What is finna? Finna? I'm finna do this. What is finna? You about to? Or you about to do something? I'm finna? Finna. Finna. I don't do that to you. You're so hyena. You know, like, that's what they look like. It's a pack of hyenas. 1 H or 2. However you want to put it. Hyena. Finna. I never used finna. I didn't hear finna till I started traveling because they don't say finna in New York.
Oh my God.
Yo, I'm finna. I don't do that to you. So we can know about this debate however long you want to have it. Don't take that shit I said for 65 the other day like you're going to come up here and abuse my curriculum.
That's all you want to do. That was funny. But you got it. You got it.
It's all good. We got this debate all day. Yeah, I'm just saying. It's a lot of shit. You know, niggas, these days, niggas just spell it out. They don't even say the whole shit. Nigga, you know, like, I don't know, it's I-O-N now, ow. Niggas ain't spelling everything out no more. But on a serious note, they look like a bunch of deers getting eaten by hyenas. Hyenas, however you want to put it. But the point being is they don't look right. They don't want the moment. If you're like, for instance, they brought up Kobe or Michael Jordan, and we always go back to these players who won't let certain shit slide. And neither one of them would have even let this get this close. This is 2 20-point leads that the Boston Celtics blew, pause, and they don't have one person who could do anything about it. Jason Tatum is 1 for 12 in the fourth quarter of this series. How does he have 2 points in the fourth quarter in 2 games? I couldn't believe it. Stephen A. Smith was on this very show, actually when we shooting in Miami, but he's on this very show, It Is What It Is. September, October 2023, the beginning of last season. and said that Jason Tatum was better than Larry Bird. And this before Boston even won a title, though. Mm-hmm. The nerve, say Stephen A. Smith, you know you my brother. The audacity, Larry Bird, you know what? One of them niggas from the Knicks would have been in the hospital before that shit would happen. Nigga would have been in a coma from the Knicks before Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, the chief. But this nigga never. They would never let this shit happen on this watch. The nerve to say Jason Tatum is better than Larry Bird in 2023, in October 2023. You my brother, Stephen A., but this is the shit I'm talking about with these niggas. These niggas is light-skinned. I never seen Jason Tatum come without a crispy lineup. You know, even Steph Curry be coming scraggly sometimes. The line is crispy every time, my nigga. Let that shit grow out sometime, man. This is part of the problem. You keep worrying about the lineup, my nigga. Y'all niggas is not playing like superstars. Y'all rich and pretty. All y'all niggas got paid. Derek White got paid. Jason Tatum got paid. Jaylen Brown got paid. Y'all some rich, pretty niggas, and that's what y'all acting like. And the Knicks are acting hungry like they want a problem. Now, what y'all do have on y'all side, talking about Boston, is that Spike Lee will probably be in attendance at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, they can't let Spike in there.
If y'all,
they can't let Spike in the garden.
Now
you're
this
2-0 without Spike.
Yeah, you're 2-0 without Spike. The best bet is to keep Spike Lee out the garden by all means necessary. Yo, you youngins, if y'all need, drag him out if need be and say, yo, we just gonna hold you here till the game's over. If right outside the arena, do what y'all gotta do. This is definitely not in New York's favor to have Spike Lee there.
Okay, so also on the conversation of Jason Tatum, trending right now is hashtag what did Steve Kerr know? Basically, people were curious about why Tatum was benched during Team USA because everybody's asking why Tatum ain't playing. So, Mase, is there something in particular that you think Jason Tatum is lacking? I know we said the lineup and stuff like that, but what do you think?
Cam already hated on Tatum. You don't need me to hate on him.
Hate is a strong term. He's just critiquing.
I would say what I see. Mase, we know why you don't like Jason Tatum. He say he see you in Titletown. Now nobody with one championship could ever have a be in Titletown. Just because Jason Tatum said this. Now nobody for one championship. Everybody with one championship is penalized. I don't have a problem with I actually think Jason Tatum is good. I just think comparing him to Larry Bird at this point in his career is crazy.
I was the one that said he wasn't better than Larry Bird.
Right, you looking over here because you know. I ain't even going to look over there. We actually both said that. I'm agreeing
we was
to
back in Miami, so that didn't age well, you know.
Not for Stephen A. It didn't.
Yeah, it didn't. He was like, "What? You
tried to argue with us about it, to be honest with you.
I was like, nah, that's crazy. Larry legend, man. Okay. Larry gonna get the steal if we need to. If we down 2 points, Larry get the steal for the game, you know. Larry came through pause every time and it was clutch. And what you was asking about, Stat?
Yeah, basically, what do you feel like Jason Tatum is lacking?
Just the mentality to seize the moment. You know, it's not that he can't seize the moment. It's just he has a different processor, and because the way he processes the game is sometimes his aggression is delayed. It's not passive aggressive, but it's a delayed aggressive. Like, you know, there's some people you slap. As soon as you slap them, they slapping you right back. Another person slap them, and they think about it, and they'll kill you tomorrow. Those are two different people. You know what I'm saying? He's the latter. He's going to come back the next game and go crazy, but you needed it that game. Okay. So it's not that he's not a killer. He just don't kill immediately.
I don't know, because he ain't do it last game to this game. You know, I don't know what's going on with Jason Tatum, to be totally honest with you. Because you know why? Jason Tatum, to me, my personal opinion, is that he doesn't have the respect for the Knicks, and the Knicks has gained his respect just now. Because I believe in the regular season, if I'm not mistaken, the Celtics won all the games in their regular season matchups, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. But the point being is he doesn't have the respect. And when I say that, I mean he plays up to the level of competition. When he, like I said, I use Kevin Durant.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I use Kevin Durant as an example because I just know when he plays against Kevin Durant, he goes off. When he plays somebody that's a superstar, to me, he goes off. To me, he doesn't see a superstar on the Knicks, and he's been awakened. And if he hasn't been awakened, then he getting beat the fuck up in his sleep because Jalen Brunson has been the best player on the floor. Not only that, the role players for the Knicks have been doing better than the role players for the Celtics. Because think about this. If you got a Mikal Bridges with 0 points going into the fourth quarter and going a 14-point tangent, that means that anybody could score. Not anybody. They have players on the Knicks that could score at any particular time. Not everybody's going to go off for 14 straight points, but they have people that obviously can. When you got McBride coming off the bench, giving you key buckets and giving you key minutes, that matters. When you got Josh Hart saying, nah, y'all not going to run me over, y'all not getting in here. That's another thing that the Boston Celtics are having problems with. The reason why they're not getting twos and taking threes, because they're not letting Boston bully them. That Boston is trying to get to the basket, they're not letting it happen, and the refs are letting them play. The refs are letting niggas play, and they're not getting to the basket. All that shit where they were calling the regular season, I love it. I love the way the game's being played in these playoffs. They not necessarily calling the hand checking. They not necessarily calling on the over the back. The only problems I have with the referees so far is not calling 3 seconds. Niggas is just chilling in the paint for 15, 16 seconds, and then not calling 3 seconds. They'll call defensive 3 seconds every now and then, but the offensive 3 seconds is ridiculous. And I'm not just talking about Boston, New York. I'm talking about throughout the playoffs. You cannot hang out in the paint. You just can't. You have to stay in there 2 seconds and then get out. They're living there 7, 8, 9 seconds, and the refs aren't calling it. That's my only problem with the referees. Besides that, I like the contact. I like the physicalness. I like this because that's what I was saying last game. Jason Tatum's trying to get to the basket. They're not letting him. They're trying to stop Jalen Brunson from getting to the basket, and he's forcing his way through the contact. They're trying to stop OG Anunoby from getting his way to the basket, and he's forcing his way through the contact. Boston don't like contact to me. It seems like they catch contact, and they be like, okay, cool, I'm going to stop here. Now let's bump, pause. Now, nigga, we gonna do this till I get to the basket. We gonna pop. If it take me 7, I'm getting to the basket, bro. And Boston seems like when they get stopped at that foul line or outside the paint, jump shot it goes. Fight your way through the contact and get to the basket. Back to Jason Tatum, where he's lacking, and maybe why Steve Kerr didn't actually play him through the Olympics. It's a clip that's out right now of Anthony Edwards. And Anthony Edwards was saying how before he got to the NBA, he was trying out for teams when he was about to go to the NBA. He said he went to work out for Golden State, and Steve Kerr and Bob Myers told him, you're not working out hard enough. If we had the number 1 pick, we wouldn't pick you first. Anthony Edwards is telling the story. And he was saying to his trainer, he's sitting there sweating, breaking, he's like, he's doing everything he could do to prove that he's doing it. And the whole workout, they said, we had the first pick, we wouldn't pick you. And Anthony Edwards attributes that statement that Steve Kerr and Bob Myers gave him to being where he's at now, saying that day made him go work out until he can't walk anymore, basically. He said he goes in the gym and just falls out because Steve Kerr told him that day before he got to the NBA. And the reason I'm bringing that up, because Steve Kerr obviously was coaching the Olympics, and maybe he seen something in Jason Tatum and was like, your hair too nice. I'm like, nigga, you when do you sweat? When are you going to break it down? You got to think about this. The reason I bring this up, not all of us, but I'll say this, a lot of people don't give Steve Kerr a lot of credit when it comes to coaching, even though he deserves a lot of credit. But they're saying he inherited a team that was on the verge of already winning the championship. You got to think Steve Kerr won the championship his first year coaching Golden State after Mark Jackson basically nurtured his picks, not his picks, but the Golden State Warriors picks, got them guys, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and all them when they were babies, and Steve Kerr took them as adults and been winning. Now, it takes a lot to win the championships that he won. It hasn't just been one, but he doesn't get a lot of credit for that because they say he inherited that team. But you got to realize he was under Popovich too. I'm talking about Steve Kerr. Not only under Popovich, he was under Phil Jackson. He watched Michael Jordan play. He watched Tim Duncan play. He watched Manu Ginobili play. He's under these greats, and he knows what it takes. Even though he wasn't a superstar, but Steve Kerr actually hit not buzzer beaters, but shots to win championships. So he knows whether he was the premier player or not. He was never the premier player. He's seen what premier players do and what they practice or their work ethic or whatever to win. And when I seen that Anthony Edwards interview or statement after post game or whenever he did do that interview, I'm gonna say if anybody knows, Steve Kerr knows. And maybe that's why he didn't give Jason Tatum the time in the Olympics, because maybe he's seen something as opposed to us just speculating.
Okay, so last question regarding the Knicks, which is really the question of the day. Mase, you're going to go first. Do you think that they can win this next game at home?
Can is a matter of ability. They can win it. A better question is, do we think they will win it? Is that what you was trying to
That
ask?
very much gave hyenas and hyenas. But yes, that's what I'm asking.
Those are two separate questions, you know?
Yeah.
Can they win it? Yes. But will they win it? If Spike doesn't show up, I'm going to put it all on Spike. If Spike shows up, it could be an Indiana flashback. You know, they might catch fire. It's something about Spike. When people see Spike as an opposing player, they get hype and they give their best performance. That's why I said it.
I don't know, man. Look, this is the thing about it. Me and Mase stated this season after season after season on this show. Don't get your hopes up with the Knicks. You want to, but you're emotionally draining yourself. This is what I'm saying about Knicks fans. Right now, they in the, as far as the Knicks is concerned, I'm talking about New York fans. In their brain right now, they're up 2-0 in the championship. Right now, they're up 2-0 in the championship. I'll give you a great example, right? And and we still have a lot of basketball left to go, not just this series, next series, championship. This has been a fantastic second round of basketball across the board with everybody so far. The year, so my team, we had a good team. And it was this team, I'm talking about high school, me and Mase and the rest of us. We had a fantastic team. We had a real good team. But the year Stephon Marbury came to school, he went to Lincoln, and they were the best team in New York City. Public school, private school, Catholic school, fucking whatever school you want to name, prep school. They were the best team in the state of New York. And so our coach used to just be like, yo, y'all all right, but if y'all would play Lincoln, y'all niggas, yo, listen, man, I'm telling you, man, I don't see it. You cool. You ain't Stephon Marbury. You ain't, I can't remember, Corey, whatever the nigga name is. He had Darryl's. There was a bunch of them niggas.
Yeah,
and we used to
still remember them niggas' names.
Yeah, Daryl Fleming.
Daryl Flicking.
Yeah, and Corey somebody.
Corey Phelps.
Yeah, so I forget, but that's the name. That's how often we had to hear it. And so the playoffs came, and we got the brackets for the playoffs. And our coach told us, he looked at the bracket and he said, look like semifinals, because if we won all our games,
we played
Lincoln in the semifinals. So when he had the bracket, he looking at the paper in the locker room like,
he said, y'all going to the semifinals?
Yeah, so y'all looking like semifinals. I don't see nothing past that. Niggas is like, all right, man. So we made it to the semifinals, and we like, all right, showtime. Because basically to us, to me anyway, that was like our championship, because if we beat them, we are going to definitely win the next game because they the best team in the state of New York. More of the story is we ended up beating them and then go to championship lose. This is a famous game where I don't pass base the ball, but we made it to the championship. But the point being is, we already mentally, anyway, to us, we mentally won.
Yeah, we was the champs.
We was the champs because we beat the champs in the semifinals.
And we beat that other team twice already.
Yeah, we beat Brandeis twice in the regular season. The reason I'm bringing this up is because even if the Knicks win, it's still another series to get to the championship. Then you have to win a championship. Now, Sin, of course, asked me this question. If the if the New York Knicks win this series, is this a successful season? Or if they lose this series, is this a successful season? I told him even if you don't go to the championship, if you win this series against the Boston Celtics, this is a very successful year for the Knicks. If you don't win this series against the Boston Celtics, this is not a successful year for the New York Knicks because this is 3 years in a row. This is the third year that you made it to the second round and then you get bumped. So if you keep going to the second round and get bumped, it's not a successful year. If you win this round, I'm going to give y'all credit. Even if the Knicks don't go to the championship, get into the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years will be a successful year because that means you're making progress. If you don't win this series, this means you're stagnant at the second round. So I don't know if the Knicks will win because from what it's looking like, they snatching the Boston Celtics' heart. But it's still New York. It's still the franchise.
I would definitely say forget the series. If they don't win this next game, everything turns around. If you know New York, the tide could change really fast. If they're up 2-0, right? Stat, you got the New York jersey on. Put the camera on, Stat. Now, you see how she's wearing the jersey, everybody in New York? That's how they're feeling right now. Let them come to the Garden and lose that first game. All of a sudden, the air will leave the room. All of the air will be out of the room. People will be like, yo, what's going on? Now, we're at game 4, and it's 2-1. What you think gonna happen? They'll lose game 4 if they lose game 3. I'm just telling you the New York Knicks that I know. Until they prove me different, that's exactly what will happen. And then we'll be in here talking about, is it a successful season, Sin? So remember, I told you, straight from Titletown, 2 games I'm still not excited. If you win this third game, then we got something to talk about. We really do have something to talk about. But if you lose this next game,
listen,
I can guarantee you the whole time.
We had the same shit last year, and then we had to throw on a funeral for the Knicks. We threw on all black and played Boys to Men. We been here. Just a year ago, he was here. This isn't even nothing new. You niggas gotta calm down, man. I agree with Mase, man. I'm not rooting against y'all. But we've been let down too many times. Yeah. And I'm not gonna decide about it.
The Knicks is like a girl, like a guy that got a girl and he cheats on all the time and he tell her, I'm gonna be faithful. This 2 games is like 2 weeks of faithfulness. She just been through too much to believe it. Does that make sense?
It does. False promises.
Yeah. False promises. Nigga, we're not going for that.
Damn. Okay, y'all. So the Nuggets got smoked. We will discuss after the break. So welcome back to It Is Now. So y'all know every week Cam and Mase have been calling Underdog to discount a player's projection. So Cam makes the call and Underdog makes the play. Cam, who are we discounting this week?
This week we're going to go with Tyrese Halliburton. Right now he's at 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. But I like that number a little better if it's 27.5. Let me call UD right now and see what's going on the bat line. UD, what's good, baby? Yeah. It's that time of the week again. Look, y'all got Tyrese Halliburton at 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think I want him at 27.5. Yeah. 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists under Code Cam. All right. Copy that. Done deal, y'all. So we got Tyrese Halliburton at 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Don't say I ain't do y'all the favor.
Okay, and just like that, I'm checking out. It is live. So this is available now until tip-off on Friday for new and existing customers who have signed up with any of the promo codes. So code CAM, code MASE, code STAT, code It Is What It Is. So make sure y'all take advantage of the It Is Now promo.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. My stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free.
Welcome back. So the Nuggets, they were down pretty bad after losing to OKC 149-106, a 43-point difference. The series is tied, but Mase, what did you think of OKC's performance?
Man, OKC came back like Denver had their bike, you know? Like you telling me it ain't my bike. Them niggas came back and went crazy on Denver. It just seemed like from the first quarter, it was just a blowout pause from the first quarter. Once they got up like 23, I know that Denver came back from 20 points before. It just seemed like the game was over from the first quarter. And it just kept building. As the time go on, you go get something, you look back at the game. They down 30. Then they back down to 29. Then it's up to 40. Once it got up to 40, I said, I know they're not going to beat them by 50. Then you look at halftime, and they're up, and it's 80 points at halftime. So you're watching a team that's balling uncontrollably. Everybody is hitting their shots. It's like they sat down before the game, and they said, you know what? We are not losing this game. We're not leaving it up to the refs. And that's what it looked like when you're not leaving it up to the refs. We're going to go out there and take this game. It's not going to matter what the refs is calling, what they're not calling. It's like they got every rebound. They got every loose ball. And pause, they was actually hitting a lot of threes from everywhere. And just seemed like they was playing at a different speed than OKC. Denver. The only person seemed like they was playing at the same speed as OKC was Russell Westbrook. He was flying down the lane, but once they start getting texts and stuff like that, it got really out of control. But I look forward to them bounce back to Game 3.
Yeah, to me, it ain't really too much to say. The game that happened last night was the game, to me personally, that I thought was going to happen the first game. OKC come out here and smack Denver because, like I said, Denver was in a 7-game grueling series with the Clippers. And I said to myself, game one, they're going to come out, get blown out. They on 48 hours notice, not even 48 hours, less than 48 hours. And they came back from a 20-point deficit to actually win a game again. Aaron Gordon to the rescue. I'm not going to take too much of this game. You know, we've seen OKC set a record for the most points in the first half of any playoff series ever, 87 points in one half. After that, it was a foregone conclusion. Even though the starters, Jamal Murray, Joker, they played the third quarter to try and mount a comeback. It's a foregone conclusion at halftime. Isn't really much to take from this game, me personally. What I will say is this: Denver came in and did what they had to do and snatched home court advantage back for them winning that first game. And this is the first game in the second round, actually, that a home team has actually won a home game. But Denver did what they had to do the first game. We'll see what happens next game.
Okay. So now I want to get into this anonymous NBA players poll because we started discussing it a couple episodes ago when we were talking about Halliburton being overrated and things like that. So basically this poll, they spoke with 158 players, over 1/3 of the league, with players from all 30 teams represented. So I'm kind of going to read the question, give you guys the answer, and see if that aligns with what you guys think it would be. So the first question is, which team other than your own do you think will win the title this season? The most popular answer was the Celtics, but given that they're 0-2 in the series right now versus the Knicks, would that still be your answer, or do you think that it's another team?
No, I think there's several other teams because, you know, right now the two teams I'm rooting for is Golden State and Denver, right? So other than those two teams, I could see Indiana winning it. You know, other than our teams, if I had to pick a team, Indiana.
You think Pacers could win it all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Cam.
If it's not Boston, my personal opinion is going to be a West Coast team. Right now, I would say OKC, but I definitely still want to see how Golden State looks. I like Golden State a lot. We got to see look at Steph Curry's health, see if he's healthy. Excuse me, see if Steph Curry's healthy. But outside of Boston, and right now Boston doesn't look good. It looked like a West Coast team, but the grit of the Knicks look really scrappy. Don't care what's going on. I like the Knicks, but we got to also keep in mind that Indiana is the one who sent the Knicks home last year, and Indiana is up 2-0. See, Indiana just isn't sexy. Halliburton doesn't go for 45 or 50. He does just enough. Now, I don't want to say just enough. He's a great point guard that has a balanced attack with his team. And so when he gets 17 points or 25 points, it matters within the team. He doesn't have to go for 45 or 50. We watched Donovan Mitchell get 47 last game, 48 points, and still lose. Even though his other two All-Stars wasn't there, that doesn't matter. It's the playoffs. Toughen up and get out there. So I would, look, Indiana's scrappy. Knicks are scrappy. But if we're talking about winning it all right now, if I had to pick one team, according to what's going on right now today at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, today, I'm going with OKC.
Okay. And then the next question is 5 years from now, and we're always talking about face of the league. Mase, who do you think would be the face of the league? The popular answer is Wemby.
Yeah. That's what I would have said 5 years from now. Because you think about how different he looks on the wing right now. I can only imagine like a couple years under his belt, developing a three, being able to get some other players around him. He's gonna be a real problem. He's not even in the weight room. He haven't gained like 10, 20 pounds of muscle, and he come back and play being 7'4" at the three. It's gonna be a real problem. Because we were able to see what Kevin Durant was able to do once he started growing a little pause from 6'10" to 6'11" and almost 7 foot or however tall he became. And we saw how great of a player he was able to become, hopefully without injuries, that Wemby could do the same. I think he's the face of the league as we move forward.
I don't know the answer to this. I'm not going to say Wemby because I know De'Aaron Fox is there now. They're going to be in a lottery to end up getting somebody maybe good. But the reason I don't say Wemby, and he could be the face of the league, I'm not saying he is or isn't, but we always do 5 years of anything. Where do you figure yourself in 5 years in life? What are you going to be in 5 years? Everything changes. There's no guarantee. I remember the internet came out, changed up everything. Niggas was going to Blockbuster. Now you was stupid whack going with a VHS tape. What are you doing? Motherfucking niggas don't know what a VHS... Nigga came and signed a VHS tape. My man in the booth the other day. Stat didn't know what the fuck it was. Stat didn't know what a VHS tape was. She didn't even know. I said, if you seen a VCR, would you be able to work it? She's like, I could figure it out. But things change 5 years. Every 5 years, shit change. I told Stat about a beeper. Stat couldn't even know what a beeper. I said, Stat, I gotta find that video. Stat, what's a beeper? She said, when you pick up your phone and it goes beep, beep, beep. I said, yo, nah, man. A beeper is something where somebody just beeps you and your hip vibrates, pause, and you look at the number, then gotta go find the phone to call somebody. It's a whole to-do.
I never knew that. I thought you were like sending like voice messages. My mom was looking at me crazy because she's like, how you didn't? I was like, yo, I never had that. Like, I ain't never seen that. And I knew what a VHS tape was. I just never seen it. So when you seen it, I was like, oh, it's one of those things, y'all.
So how did you know what it was if you've never seen it?
Probably movies. Like, I never seen, or like my grandma had some of them sitting around, but it's like, I didn't know what it was when he was signing it.
Yeah, they got to pay them full VHS and I was signing. I said, you know what this is? I said it, so that's why I blew the spot of it. She didn't know. She said, you just said it, so you know what it is. But in 5 years, the reason I don't say Wemby outright is because, look, to me, Wemby's an outstanding talent for a person 7'4", shoot the three, could dribble, defensive prowess, etc. But to me, he can't take a team to the next level dolo, and nobody could do it dolo, but we seen LeBron James basically do it dolo when he first moved to Cleveland. I mean, if you want to count Eric Snow, and pardon me, not Snow, Boo Boo, or whatever the nigga point guard name is, and all these other people. The point guard that used to, I ain't even talking about Shumpert, the nigga that was boning on Keisha Cole, Boo, the nigga, Boo, yeah, Boobie Gibson and all them niggas, Boo Boo Gibson, whatever. No disrespect if I got your name wrong. I'm just saying you wasn't like that. LeBron basically took niggas by themselves. When I see Allen Iverson, the reason I brought Eric Snow, because I see Allen Iverson with Eric Snow and McKee, and so Allen Iverson did that. You know what I'm saying? I seen niggas one-man bandit, not one at all. I'm not going to say one at all, but they definitely took teams to their conference finals, if not the championship. Wemby didn't even get close to that. And I know you playing in a packed Western Conference, and the two people that I named was playing in the East, but it wasn't like the East was super sweet, especially when Allen Iverson was playing. So I seen people take teams to the championship dolo, and I seen Wemby not even get close to that. I know he didn't finish out the season this season, and we hope he gets better soon. But they wasn't going to do nothing this season either. And it isn't like he's making them contenders dolo. Now, if he gets some people over there and help him out, like so far help is on the way, Aaron. Like I said, De'Aaron Fox is there. We'll see what happens in the offseason if they could get some other people. But I seen LeBron do it. I seen motherfucking Allen Iverson do it. You not doing what I seen them doing at much tougher times.
Okay. Next question is, who is the league's most overrated player? I know that we discussed Halliburton. So Mase, first I want your thoughts on that. And then I want your guess of who you think the second person is.
You said Halliburton?
Yeah, he was voted most overrated by the other players. And then I want your guess of who you think the second most overrated person is.
I don't think Halliburton is overrated.
And this was a players.
Yeah.
That sounds like they don't like light-skinned niggas.
Yeah, they hating on Halliburton. Halliburton must be famous, pause in the tunnel with the ladies. Niggas that hate on you like that.
You would know about that.
Yeah, niggas say, yo, that nigga ain't like that. Yo, how did I come up? Yo, who's the second most overrated person? This is going to sound crazy, but I think Tyler Hero. I think he's another person people be like overrating.
Okay. I think that's crazy. He's on the voting. He's just not second.
Oh, yeah. Tyler Hero will be second. Because I thought when he came out of Kentucky, he was going to be like really special. It's something about Miami. You just got to be focused. He could turn it around, but I'm shooting back at Stat.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Nah, yeah, Tyler Hero. Definitely. Okay. I was expecting more.
Okay. And Cam?
You're asking who's on the list of second or my opinion?
Who do you think is guessed a second?
Oh, I ain't going by that list. I'll tell you my opinion. That sound like niggas hating. Tyrese Halliburton, you know where this hate come from? For him getting to the Olympics. Yeah. You know, that's when niggas be like, yo, how the fuck he make the Olympics? Jaylen Brown supposed to be at the Olympics. No, this nigga supposed to be at the Olympics. That's all this is really about. Tyrese Halliburton's a solid point guard. He's been to Eastern Conference Finals already. Olympic champion. He has plenty of time. He's super duper young. I think this is some personal shit because he light skinned and he doesn't always have 50 or 40 points. So I'm not going by that list. I would love to hear who's first, second, third. I get it that we're about to get to that. But my number one overrated player, and when I say overrated, I don't think that he's not good when healthy. I just think that he be ducking smoke and he hasn't got to the mountaintop is Joel Embiid. Your Joel Embiid, the process started in 1827 with you. It's 200 years old, the process, man. When is the process? What is this process that you speak of, bro? What is this? Now, you're hurt. I get you was hurt this season. We seen you physically hurt last season in the playoffs, trying to do the best you could do. But when you keep ducking the Joker, season after season after season, and not going to Denver, and not motherfucker wanting to play that man in the Mile High City, to me, you're the most overrated player. Not only that, you're super duper talented. You get all these pieces every year around you, and you still can't get niggas over the mountaintop. I know Kawhi hurt your heart one year with the buzzer beater. We get all that. But you had other years after that and before that to get there. So if you're talking about my number one overrated player, it's Joel Embiid. And not that he's not good. He's just so good that he should be having a team at least to the championship, if not have won a championship already. So that's my number one overrated player, especially when you keep ducking the Joker, when you help.
Great take. And then, so voted as second is Rudy Gobert and third is Trae Young. What are you guys' thoughts?
I don't know about that. Trae Young. I think niggas is capping with that. Because he gets a lot of points, but I guess it's based on what team you're on. If you're on a team that's letting you go crazy, then you're going to go crazy. Especially if you got the talent to do so. But if he was on another team, would he be scoring 30? Probably not.
Yeah, my opinion as far as Rudy Gobert and Trae Young, this is why I don't like this list. What's this list based on the criteria? Because you sit there and say the first person is Tyrese Halliburton. Then you say Rudy Gobert. Then you say Trae Young. Rudy Gobert's great defensive player. Actually won Defensive Player of the Year a couple times. But is he a superstar? No. Trae Young is supposed to be a superstar. Tyrese Hurlingburns, he's a superstar? No, but he's an all-star. So now we're talking about an all-star that you're saying is overrated to somebody who's a defensive player, number 2, to supposed to be superstar, number 3. I think you have to make this list in the criteria of players, because if that's the case, we can look at the 12th man on each team and say that all them niggas is overrated. What are they taking the spot for? You know what I'm saying? You can sit there and go, well, Bronny James is LeBron's son, da-da-da-da-da. It depends on what criteria is overrated mean for each player. So I don't like the list. I need to know the criteria of what kind of player you're talking about. A role player, a superstar, defensive prowess, an all-star. What's this based upon? And I know you're saying based upon all NBA players, but it's 10, 11, 12 men on every team. You could you could name all of those niggas who don't get no burn because they coach don't feel they should get burned. It's overrated. So I don't like the list because I don't know the criteria.
Yeah, we was watching the game. The other day, and I told Beezer, I was like, look at this nigga. He's not better than anybody we know. And there was a guy in the game, but he was 6'8". So I was thinking about that. Like a lot of players are not really that skilled. They just have height. Like if you was 6'6", Killer, what kind of player you think you would have been in the league?
Kobe, nigga.
That's Kobe what I'm saying. Like, I look at the game like, man, if niggas had 4 more inches, of height.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Nigga be in the league.
Yeah, this
Easy.
is true. This is true.
Yeah. Okay, so last question before we wrap. We got to talk about football. This is breaking news. So the Steelers traded George Pickens to the Cowboys in exchange for a 2026 third-round pick and a 2027 fifth-rounder to Pittsburgh, while the Steelers will also include a 2027 sixth-round pick. Mase, does this deal make sense for the Steelers or the Cowboys?
The Cowboys, it doesn't make sense for the Steelers. They could have kept him. What is going on? Are you now still trusting Mike Tomlin is the question. That's what I should be asking you, because this is a dumb move. Do you think this is a smart move, Stat?
I think all the moves we made have been dumb, but I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm going to stick by him. I'm going to stick beside him. That's all I can do.
Here you go.
I'll say my take at the end.
Where's Papa's Stat at in all of this? Yeah, why would you do this to him? It's not like you had another wide receiver that was better than him.
Nope.
Why? This just makes no sense. You don't have a quarterback and now you don't have a wide receiver.
Yep. You have DK.
At least they know something. They must have something figured out.
That's what I think we're all thinking in the back of our brains. Like, yeah, they have something figured out, but we have yet to see the something that's figured out. So. Yeah,
this is crazy.
Cam.
You got to stop blaming Mike Tomlin for shit. Mike Tomlin is not the GM trading and making moves. Mike Tomlin is just coaching. Like, we got to stop everything Steeler related saying, yo, I can't fuck with Mike Tomlin. What is Mike Tomlin? Mike Tomlin is there to coach the team. The nigga ain't do the trade just now. That was the GM, Omar Khan. If you want to blame anybody, blame the nigga Omar Khan. See, what niggas do is put the black man on the front. Put him up. Let him, if it go crazy, he the one. He's the one. Yo, God bless the dead. Yeah, the niggas love the sneakers. Put Virgil on the cover. Let him be the face of it. Yo, they like Michael Jordan. Put him the face of Nike. Let him do it. Meanwhile, some niggas in the back eating. But they use your face and as the black card to make it seem like if anything go wrong, it was this nigga. Mike Tomlin ain't do nothing but just wait and see what he got to work with when it's time to work with it. Secondly, you ask me what I think about this. Why the fuck would I pay attention to the Steelers or the Cowboys in the offseason? I don't pay attention to niggas like that in the regular season. You think I give a fuck what's going on with the Steelers or the Cowboys in May? What the fuck are we talking about? The Steelers and the Cowboys in May? What did either one of these franchises do in this century to make me want to pay them any mind in May?
Stat in this century. Did you hear that?
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, well, listen, let me rephrase that.
In this century.
Damn.
Yeah,
in this century.
Literally,
well,
no words.
Let me rephrase that. At least the Steelers got 2 Super Bowls in this century, since the century turned. The Cowboys haven't even been to a fucking a conference final, NFC championship this century. So that's what Cowboys this century. Steelers got 2 championships in the last 25 years. The last one was for the last 13 years. Why the fuck would I waste my time paying it? I look at the shit, Steelers, Cowboys. I'm scrolling. I'm not paying attention. It's come on my TV. I'm turning. I'm not watching that shit in May. It's May. I'm telling you. And then you talking about Pickens? What the fuck? Who is Pickens? Kenny Pickens? What's the nigga name? Pickens?
George Pickens.
What the receiver or the quarterback?
Wide receiver one.
I'm good. Man, listen, y'all
don't have a quarterback.
The reason I know you talking about with Pickens. The reason y'all put Pickens, don't get me wrong, he all right, but he the best thing y'all got, so that's why y'all talk about him. Like, yo, he ain't no motherfucking, Justin, my nigga in Minnesota. He ain't Justin Jefferson. He ain't Chase. he ain't CD. He ain't Lamb and Dallas. What are we talking about? Pickens. That's the only nigga the Steelers got. So they're like, woo, Pickens. He ain't like that. He ain't like. That's why they got rid of him. He's not like that. He's not. He's good in Pittsburgh because y'all have nobody else to brag about. So make it see. And then not only that, y'all have a really great quarterback situation the last few years. So you got Russell Wilson, and then young nigga, my nigga just went to the Jets.
Justin Fields.
Nigga, what are we talking about these niggas for in May? It's May, and we talking about a C-level receiver. Period. Like, yo, a C-level receiver. He ain't one of them top 3 receivers, nigga. He ain't. Fuck, what we talking about?
Gas that. Like Knicks fans now.
Gas that.
That was a lot to process.
It's the truth.
No, because that's the problem. Because for him to be one of our best tools, like obviously we got TJ Watt, fry him up. We got a lot of good tools. For you to get rid of one of our best tools and give them to the Cowboys and pair him up with one of the best receivers in CeeDee Lamb, it doesn't make sense. That's quite literally the issue that we're mad about, because we don't now, like what, our wide receiver run, yes, we have DK. We don't know how he's going to fit on our offense. We didn't draft a wide receiver. We don't have a quarterback. And this is one of, like a respected organization. Obviously, it's my favorite team. But aside from that, the Steelers' way is to win. So it's like when you have all these trades that aren't making sense, we get rid of Pickens, which in my opinion, I'm thinking he had to have not wanted to be there, because it doesn't make sense to get rid of him, especially because we don't have anything much. Yes, there's DK, but in replacement for him, yes, we have Calvin Austin. We don't know how that's going to work. And so looking at this right now in May, yeah, it's a problem, because it's like, oh, Steelers are going to get Aaron Rodgers. Steelers are going to do this. We still don't have any of that. So at this point in time, I'm pissed. I'm frustrated. And as much as y'all don't want to talk about it, we're going to talk about it if moves keep happening, because we don't have a solution and we need a solution ASAP. That's all I'm going to say.
They knew what direction they needed to go and pause. They knew to keep Pickens. I mean, from the objective view, it's saying we know what we're going to get from him. Yes, you don't know what you're going to get from the new people, but we know what we're going to get from him. And in order to move in the future, we got to move towards it. And that's kind of the decision they made.
They ain't moving towards nothing. That's what I've seen. And now everybody's talking about the Cowboys are contenders. The Cowboys are good. No, I don't want to hear that either. I'm just annoyed all around. Dumb decisions that keep happening. And this is why today I'm wearing a Knicks jersey, because nobody's making sense. So I'm not going to make sense either. That's what I'm going to say. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, for instance, right? Let me just give you an example, right? Let's go Madden rankings. Justin Jefferson, 99.
Of course.
Tyreek Hill, 96. Chase, 93. Pickens is like 81. Like, I think he's not even on, he's far down the list. Like, yo, like the nigga he not top 5, top 7, 8, 9. What are we talking about? Madden ain't fucking with him. God bless the day. This nigga, yo, my nigga, hold on. Let me see all the wide receivers. So
Madden got him at 81.
81, my nigga.
I mean, he all right.
All right, let me just name everybody ahead of him for you, Murder. Justin Jefferson, number 1, 99. Jamar Chase, number 2, 97. Amar Ross St. Brown, 96. Tyreek Hill, 96. CeeDee Lamb, 95. Mike Evans, 94. Terry McLaurin, 94. AJ Brown, 93. Devontae Adams, 91. Cooper Kupp, 90. Stephon Diggs, 90. Brandon Ayuk, 89. Drake London, 89. DK Metcalf, 88. Nico Collins, 88. Puka Nacua, 88. Chris Olive, 87. Chris Godwin, Chris Godwin, 87. Devontae Smith, 87. DJ Moore, 86. Garrett Wilson, 86. Jackson Smith, 86. T. Higgins. There was 7 receivers I never heard of on there. I'm exaggerating, but what are we talking about? What are we nigga 90, nigga number 872 on the receiver list. What are we talking about, bro?
Yeah, Stat, I just said.
I'm not going to do that to him. And also, that was the whole reason why he had the statement always fucking open, because he wasn't getting thrown the ball. Like, there was just a lot going on in the organization that's clearly internal that we don't know about. I think he is going to shine on the Cowboys, and that's why I'm pissed, because it's like, that's kind of literally what happened with Miami. Obviously, Jimmy Butler was already great, but then you traded him to the Warriors, and now he's having a ball. Like, that shit sucks. Nobody wants to see that. Your key pieces being somewhere else.
Let me tell you something. It ain't no receiver. It ain't no receiver. It ain't, yeah, there you go. It ain't no receiver since I would start watching football in the 80s who ain't say they not open. Motherfucking Antonio Brown said he's 7'11". Sat right there in that chair, said, I'm always open.
No,
I'm
that's what it said.
Who?
Always fucking open. That was the statement that he made, and then he got fined from the NFL.
What I'm saying is every receiver thinks they're always open. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There is no receiver that doesn't think that they're not open. All these receivers over the years, if you see the really good receivers be bugging out because they get mad because they always open. Terrell Owens, yo, nigga Tony Romo, I'm always open. That's why I was bringing up Antonio Brown, because he sat here on our show and said he's always open. It's not a receiver that doesn't think they're always open. Now, will he shine on Dallas? Perhaps, because you know why? He's not the main option. Now, if he's a pair of mashed potatoes or asparagus, that's fine. You're not the steak. You're not the lobster, nigga. You're not the filet mignon, yo. You potatoes and you asparagus. So when you go to Dallas, it may work out because we know who the number one option is. Lamb is the number one option. So therefore, if he gets doubled, you should be able to catch it because you're the potatoes and asparagus. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb is the steak. Filet mignon, you know what I'm saying? It's the truth. So good luck. It should work out because you ain't the number one nigga.
Cowboys fans, you're welcome. But that is all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. 2 Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.